Hello and welcome to the AWS Innovate online conference. The topic I'm presenting today will help you deliver a great mobile experience that will wow your customers. This session is titled Going Mobile in Minutes with AWS Mobility. My name is Anand Iyer and I'm an enterprise solutions architect at Amazon Internet Services Private Limited, and I'm based out of Mumbai, India. In my prior roles as an application developer, software engineer, and technical architect, I have had the opportunity to work with customers across multiple industries, such as banking, financial services, retail, and manufacturing, to name a few. In this session, I will talk about developing and deploying highly engaging mobile apps using AWS Mobile Services. Mobile apps have been gaining popularity worldwide, contributing to the increase in data usage, with many new apps being released every day. However, it is interesting to note only the top few account for the bulk of the downloads. My goal is, by the end of this presentation, you will have an understanding of the tools and techniques to build a standout mobile app on the AWS platform. This presentation is structured in 3 parts. First, I will walk you through the various features of developing a mobile app using the AWS Mobile Hub. Second, we will cover the continuous and iterative testing and delivery tools such as AWS Device Farm. And finally, the third and the most important piece, measuring the effectiveness of your mobile app using AWS Mobile Analytics, which completes the feedback loop, giving you the critical insight to prioritize features and functions of your mobile app. So, before we dive straight into the topic, let's put some context around it. Mobile app development has experienced tremendous growth. The market continues to grow, with 4 million plus apps and app revenue estimated to be $100 billion by 2020. The opportunity is huge. Last year alone, there were 75 billion app downloads, but the competition is fierce. A very small percentage of apps succeed, and an even smaller percentage are big hits. Also, developing apps is a big investment. On average, app build times are 18 weeks, plus there is ongoing investment in maintaining and growing the usage of an app. As a result, many apps never get to see the light of the day of their second version. Many factors can help hinder success, including app quality, time to market, scalability, and reliability, and perhaps most importantly, the unique features of the app. Therefore, it is imperative for mobile app developers to differentiate their apps and constantly innovate to add new features, to attract new users, and retain existing ones, while continuing to cater to the different mobile devices and mobile platforms. Adding to this, as the app market intensifies, developers need to ensure that they go to market faster and create increasingly rich user experiences while keeping the costs of experimentation low. And for many developers, balancing these elements is a critical trade-off for success. Adding more features can get you more users, but if users are seeing app crashes or slow response times, the abandonment rate is going to be high. If you invest time and money in testing on real devices to improve app quality, the development time for the app could increase and the app releases could be delayed. And after you launch your app, knowing what users are doing with it is important. If you invest time in the wrong features, version 2 of your app may not meet user expectations. AWS Mobile Services are designed to help developers to effectively navigate these challenges. Here are just a few examples of mobile apps built on AWS. I'll highlight a few of these. Tinder has seen exponential growth since their launch in 2012. 1.8 billion swipes per day with 1.2 million matches per day and 7 petabytes data transfer per month. All this translates to storage of 2+ billion messages per month in Amazon DynamoDB and 10+ billion events per day stored in Amazon Redshift. Azurion is a device insurance company with 200 million plus customers. They collect device-related data and provide recommendations for how the user can optimize their device usage. They wanted to onboard users to their app, and they used Amazon Cognito user pools to store user credentials and identify user, thus completely avoiding the hassles of scaling and securing a homegrown identity and authentication system. So, what exactly is AWS Mobile Hub? AWS Mobile Hub simplifies the process of building, testing, and monitoring mobile applications that make use of one or more AWS services. It can help you skip the front-end and back-end heavy lifting of manually creating cloud service configurations and integrating them into your client. The mobile app features supported includes user authentication, data storage, back-end logic, push notifications, content delivery, and analytics, all from a single integrated console. After you build your app, AWS Mobile Hub gives you easy access to testing on real devices as well as analytics dashboards to track usage of your app. There is no charge for Mobile Hub. You only pay for the AWS services used. There are 5 main areas that the AWS Mobile Hub focuses on based on key phases of mobile apps lifecycle: develop, test, deploy, measure, and engage. We will look at these in more detail as we go through the presentation. And oh, by the way, all of these while providing the scalability, flexibility, and security that your app needs. AWS makes it easy to scale up and down as your needs grow or spike. You have the flexibility to use the languages and tools that best fit your needs. If your usage spikes one month and returns to normal the next month, no problem. You scale up and pay for the extra resources and return to normal usage. Cloud security is AWS's highest priority. The AWS infrastructure puts strong safeguards in place to help protect customers' privacy. All data is stored in highly secure AWS data centers. AWS manages dozens of compliance programs in its infrastructure. No matter the size of your business, the AWS infrastructure is designed to keep data safe. AWS provides a number of services to enable mobile developers to create high-quality, scalable, and reliable apps. The mobile services fall in 3 main categories that we will cover in the remainder of this presentation. In the develop phase, our goal is to make it quick and easy for you to leverage and incorporate a range of proven AWS services in your apps. With Amazon Cognito, you can add user sign-up and sign-in flows with support for multi-factor authentication to your apps. You can also authenticate users through social identity providers such as Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Amazon Cognito and Amazon S3 enable you to store and sync user data such as user profiles, settings, or game progress, or store user files like photos. Creating a mobile backend without provisioning or managing servers is easy with AWS Lambda and Amazon API Gateway. Just upload your code and invoke it using APIs from your mobile app. We will take care of everything required to run and scale your code. Every app needs a data store, and you can use Amazon DynamoDB to store and query your app data using a fully managed cloud database that provides consistent and fast service at any scale. For enhanced user experience, you can store app assets like media files in the cloud and download and cache them in your app. You can use a CDN to distribute content to your users with low latency and high transfer speeds with Amazon S3 and Amazon CloudFront. You can engage with users by sending push notifications, either to individuals or groups of users. You can send just a few messages or scale to billions of messages a day with Amazon's simple notification service. Finally, With Amazon Pinpoint, you can run targeted campaigns to drive user engagement in mobile apps. The slide shows AWS Mobile Hub console with various features that a developer chooses to integrate in his or her app. After configuring the features, AWS Mobile Hub will create the necessary glue code in the project, allowing the developer to focus on building business logic for the app. Amazon Cognito Federated Identities enables you to create unique identities for your users and authenticate them with identity providers. With an identity, you can obtain temporary limited privilege AWS credentials to synchronize data with Amazon Cognito Sync or directly access other AWS services. Amazon Cognito Identity supports public identity providers like Amazon, Facebook, Google, and SAML identity providers, as well as unauthenticated identities. Amazon Simple Storage Service, Amazon S3, provides secure, durable, highly scalable object storage in the cloud. Using the AWS Mobile SDK, you can directly access Amazon S3 from your mobile app. The AWS Mobile SDK allows you to consume the Amazon S3 service in your mobile application via the S3 transfer utility. The fully functional iOS sample app generated by the Mobile Hub includes AWS Mobile SDK for iOS, S3 transfer utility, and all the helper code for running the demo app. Amazon SNS is a publish-subscribe based notification service that is used by several leading brands and startups to send billions of mobile push notifications across iOS, Android, Windows, Fire OS, and Baidu, and enterprise messages also every day. Amazon SNS scales as your needs grow and offers usage-based pricing. Lastly, with Amazon Pinpoint, you can understand user behavior, define which users to target, determine which messages to send, schedule the best time to deliver the messages, and then track the results of your campaign. Let's look at various authentication options you can integrate in your mobile app. Along with existing Facebook and Google sign-in options, you can mix and match these with sign-in providers such as email and password and SAML identity federation options to set up the authentication flow that your app needs in minutes. Under the hood, AWS Mobile Hub provisions and configures all required AWS services on your behalf. That includes Amazon Cognito for authentication, AWS Identity and Access Management for access authorization, and services like DynamoDB, S3 buckets as well. AWS Mobile Hub also uses the options you select to dynamically generate working sign-up, sign-in, and password recovery flow code in a quick start app you can download and use directly or customized for your app. The email and password option provisions a user directory called a user pool. The user pool stores user identities and profile attributes and is a source of authentication when your users sign in to your app. Mobile Hub uses Amazon Cognito user pools to manage and validate user identities. You can combine the email and password option in addition to the Facebook and Google sign-in options and allow your users to choose the account they prefer to sign into your app. You can also use SAML federation option to authenticate users through your own SAML identity provider and provide secure access to AWS resources such as Amazon S3 and Amazon DynamoDB through the Amazon Cognito console. Your identity provider must support SAML 2.0 to federate with AWS. We are seeing an increasing number of developers take on the challenges of enterprise mobility. They want to build B2C, business to consumer, and B2E, business to employee, applications that are as powerful, flexible, and secure as their existing desktop. They want to use their existing corporate user directories, and they want to tap into existing CRM, sales management, accounting, and customer service tools. New SaaS integration features will be of special interest to developers who are building these types of apps. SaaS connectors make it easy to securely access data in third-party enterprise SaaS applications from your mobile apps. AWS Mobile Hub now provides built-in SaaS application connectors that access the most commonly used objects, for example, accounts, contacts, leads in Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, Marketo, HubSpot, Zendesk, and QuickBooks. SaaS connectors also let your applications perform queries to retrieve all the custom objects available in these applications. Each SaaS connector runs as an AWS Lambda microservice and is exposed as a REST API through Amazon API Gateway. You can integrate your applications with SaaS connectors using the REST API directly or via iOS and Android SDKs that are generated by the Mobile Hub. Accessing the SaaS application data through a connector gives your mobile app a central point for auditing and metering all calls, enabling caching and throttling and performance testing. In addition, SaaS connectors normalize the underlying SaaS APIs, providing you a consistent object view within categories such as CRM, marketing automation, and customer support, consistent paging and filtering behaviors, and consistent documentation, which is using the Swagger 2.0 API definition format. Additionally, each connector has an accompanying Quick Start mobile app to guide you through the authenticating users within the SaaS provider and begin using the connector. You can download the Quick Start app from the Integrate tab in your AWS Mobile Hub project and use the code as a boilerplate for your app. User engagement is an area of particular interest to developers. The Amazon Lex integration in AWS Mobile Hub enables developers to take advantage of powerful automatic speech recognition and natural language understanding capabilities that power Alexa to create engaging speech and text-based conversational bots in your app. Amazon Lex understands the intent behind the input and fulfills the user intent by invoking appropriate response. You can create engaging conversational experiences for common app scenarios such as booking tickets, ordering products, creating cases with customer support, querying an internal IT help desk system, and more. Amazon Lex is designed to let you get going quickly. You start out by designing your conversation in the Lex console, providing Lex with some sample phrases that are used to build a natural language model. Then you publish your Amazon Lex bot and let it process text or voice conversations with your users. Amazon Lex is a fully managed service, so you don't need to spend time setting up, managing, or scaling any infrastructure. Your chatbot can connect with Facebook Messenger, Slack, Twilio. On the AWS side, it works with AWS Lambda, AWS Mobile Hub, and Amazon CloudWatch. Your code can make use of Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon Cognito, and other services. Putting it all together, you now have access to all of the moving parts needed to build fully integrated solutions that start at the mobile app and go all the way to the fulfillment logic. Let's take a quick look at the principal Amazon Lex concepts. A bot contains all the components of a conversation. An intent represents a goal that the bot's user wants to achieve. Example, buying a plane ticket, scheduling an appointment, or getting a weather forecast, and so on and so forth. An utterance is a spoken or typed phrase that invokes an intent. I want to book a hotel, or I want to order flowers, are two simple utterances. Each slot is a piece of data that the user must supply in order to fulfill the intent. Slots are typed. A travel bot could have slots for cities, states, or airports. A prompt is a question that asks the user to supply some data for that slot that is needed to fulfill an intent. Fulfillment is the business logic that carries the user's intent. Lex supports the use of Lambda functions for fulfillment. Bots, intents, and slots are versioned so that you can draw clear lines between development, testing, staging, and production in a multi-developer environment. You can create multiple aliases for each of your bots and map them to specific versions of the components. AWS Mobile Hub makes it easy to add conversational interfaces to your mobile app. When you select conversational bots, Mobile Hub adds a fully functional messaging screen to the Quick Start app. The Quick Start app uses Amazon Lex Mobile SDK to acquire speech and text inputs from the app and then sends these to Amazon Lex for further processing. Amazon Lex is securely configured with access control policies, making it easy to use with AWS Mobile Hub features such as sign-in, SaaS connectors, and DynamoDB. Once you have selected the desired features for your app, AWS Mobile Hub will give you an option to download the source code to be imported into Android Studio or Xcode project. The project now uses your AWS resources and includes helper code along with detailed integration instructions as well. Now that we have completed the development phase, we are ready to test and deploy our application. Let's look at the second phase of the mobile application lifecycle. Application quality is a very important differentiator in an increasingly competitive app market. 45% of consumers will uninstall an app when it crashes, and 32% go to a competitor's solution. You need to make sure that the people that download your app are happy and engaged, whether they discovered your app in the market or are coming from a competitor. While emulators and simulators are helpful for small routine unit tests, at the end of the day, your users are running your app on a variety of phones and tablets. We built AWS Device Farm to make mobile application testing easy. AWS Device Farm enables you to improve the quality of your app by testing it on real physical phones and tablets in the AWS cloud. AWS maintains a growing collection of hundreds of different devices in AWS data centers. These devices are made available 24/7 for your testing needs, whether you are running automated tests in a highly parallel way or debugging an issue reported by one of your customers. Customers like School Messenger and iBibo utilize Device Farm to test new functionality through remote access. This allows them to install their app and then manually interact with the device through the browser, as if the device was sitting on their desk. Once the new functionality is stable, the tests can be automated and then run in parallel on hundreds of different devices, generating actionable reports with video, screenshots, performance data, and logs to get to the root cause of any issue. They don't just test right before a new release. They test throughout their development process. When a customer reports an issue, they can grab the exact device and reproduce the issue with the user in real time. Testing on demand is helpful, but what about ensuring the integrity of your builds on commit? Effective testing requires a structured approach, and less friction you have between your tests and your development, the better. That's why we have a RESTful API that allows straightforward access to every aspect of Device Farm. By using our CLI and SDKs, testing and the test result analysis on Device Farm can be integrated in any tool or service that you use. We have gone a step further and built plugins for popular continuous integration solutions like Jenkins and Gradle. So you can set up seamless testing in just a few minutes. If you don't have a CI environment, you can go all in with the cloud and get started with Amazon Code Pipeline. You will then be able to kick tests off automatically whenever code is committed or a new build is available, catch issues quicker, and make sure that the applications you are deploying will delight your users. We have covered why testing is important when developing and deploying mobile applications. But what about once your app is deployed? You want to be sure that your application is functioning correctly at all times and at all phases of the development lifecycle, which includes after it's been published. More and more, we see developers actively monitoring application health in an automated fashion. For example, at Etsy, an AWS device farm customer, in addition to running tests automatically upon commit, they run nightly regressions and regular smoke tests to make sure that their app is performing the way their customers expect. Rather than analyze every single pass or fail, they alert on groups of failures in a short window of time to identify problems as they develop. They built a dashboard that acts as a heat map for clustering test failures. The AWS Device Farm APIs make this kind of continuous monitoring easy. As you can see, you can now debug and test your apps on real phones and tablets, the exact hardware your customers are using, continuously at all stages in the development lifecycle, and ensure that your app is going to function as your customers expect and you intend. It's the moment of truth. Now that your app is running in production, you want to know how it is doing. You want to measure its effectiveness and increase its usage. That's where we will discuss the third phase of the mobile app lifecycle. Once your app is deployed, you want to generate insights in order to drive informed decisions. First, you should be able to run analytics on usage retention and monetization. Second, you need flexibility in the app to instrument and run custom analytics. And finally, analytics should be integrated across different channels, be it mobile or web or desktop. Amazon Pinpoint tracks how your users interact with your app, so you can monitor the impact of your campaigns. Pinpoint provides real-time analytics with dashboards for analyzing user engagement, monetization, user demographics, custom events, and funnels, so you can understand how users engage with your app. You can analyze and understand your user data by drilling down based on segments you have defined, segmentation attributes, or the time. With Amazon Pinpoint, you can define target segments from various data sources. You can identify segments from app user data collected by Pinpoint. You can build custom segments from user data collected by other AWS services, such as Amazon S3 and Amazon Redshift. You can also import user segments from third-party sources, such as Salesforce via S3. Once you define your segments, Amazon Pinpoint lets you send targeted notifications with personalized messages to each user in the segment based on custom attributes, such as game level, favorite team, and news preferences. Amazon Pinpoint can send push notifications immediately at a time you define or at a recurring campaign. By scheduling campaigns, you can optimize the push notifications to be delivered at a specific time across multiple time zones. You have seen how AWS Mobile Services platform enables developers to develop apps quickly and easily with AWS services and managed infrastructure, to deliver high-quality applications, and engage users intelligently through insights and multi-channel, multi-platform messaging. If after today you're wanting to take your AWS knowledge to the next level, you have several options available to you. To gain more confidence and hands-on experience with AWS, watch our instructional videos and explore the self-paced labs. Additionally, you can attend our instructor-led classes by qualified AWS instructors and learn how to design, deploy, and operate highly available, cost-effective, and secure applications on AWS. And remember to validate your technical expertise with AWS certification. Finally, do take the time to provide feedback on today's event so that we can improve the event experience for you in the future. Thank you for listening to me and hope you enjoy the rest of the AWS Innovate online conference. Cheers and have a good day.